This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
This is the Noon Barbados Today update for Tuesday, February 12, 2014. I'm Dawn Paris. The International Monetary Fund is advising government to implement even more belt-tightening measures. It says there's scope for expanding the tax base, reducing tax exemptions, improving tax and customs administration, and divesting some state assets. The advice is contained in the full report, which has now been released on the heels of the IMF Executive Board's meeting on Monday to discuss the Article 4 consultations. The IMF points out that Barbados has still not recovered from the adverse consequences of the global financial crisis, and it faces considerable challenges, including low growth, a high fiscal deficit and debt, and declining foreign reserves. The fund believes that if measures announced by government, including job and wage cuts and a 2-year nominal wage freeze, are fully and promptly implemented, they should increase foreign reserves, boost confidence, and stem government's cash flow needs. But more will have to be done, and the IMF is recommending some tax changes. The IMF is concerned that tax waiver estimates stand at 5.5% of GDP and that some taxpayers are paying below standard rates. Also of concern that some of the measures announced by government, as well as the concessions given to sandals, are shrinking rather than increasing the tax base. The IMF says there's ample scope to raise domestic tax revenues over time. At the same time, the IMF is recommending that government preserve an adequate and well-targeted social safety net. The IMF is also advising the Frundle Stewart administration to lower labor costs, improve the business climate, and strengthen competitiveness in the tourism and international business sectors. IMF officials are at this hour speaking with members of the media via conference call about this assessment of the Barbados economy. We'll have more in our 6 p.m. update and on our website and Facebook throughout the day. The non-governmental organization that has for over 13 years been looking into social issues regarding men and offering guidance where possible is cash-strapped and in need of assistance. President of the Men's Educational and Support Association, Ralph Boyce, tells Barbados Today the lack of funding is affecting MESA's ability to reach out to more men who are facing domestic and social challenges. The organization recently received a $1,000 donation from the Albion Lodge, and as he expressed thanks for that contribution, Boyce explained that there's been little assistance coming to his group over the years.
Successive governments have given us $1,000 a year, a total year. Sometimes it comes very late. It does not cover postage adequately. Our office, we have volunteers, like for example, they come down and spend a day, bring their own lunch with me. And the people we give our service free, but we don't get funding as such from any organization. We have to work through our members' dues. We recently had to raise those. And we do annual luncheon and award ceremony. We raised $2,000, which basically would cover like bill, telephone bill, water, and things like those, and obviously pay for postage. But essentially, we are not funded heavily or at all by agencies or government.
It's already been a busy day for firefighters who've been battling 3 blazes this morning. One fire was at Chelsea Road, which destroyed a house and slightly damaged 2 others. Another dwelling house was destroyed by fire at Sealy Land Bank Hall, St. Michael. A 3rd structural blaze occurred at Grisette's Industrial Park in St. Michael. One of the 7 boys who escaped from the government industrial school is back in custody. Police Public Relations Officer Inspector David Welch didn't identify which teenager it was, but he says the search continues for the other 6 who escaped from the Dodds St. Philip institution last week.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
Australia has backed out of a promise to fund construction of a new parliament in Grenada, and that's to replace the one destroyed by Hurricane Ivan 10 years ago. The project was only weeks away from starting construction. Architect in charge of the project, Trevor Bullen, says it came as a complete surprise and no reason has been given for the decision. Internationally now, horrible weather in the US and UK. A major winter storm will impact the southern and eastern US during the next 48 hours. Across the south, residents woke up today to a region encased in ice, snow and freezing rain. But forecasters are warning that the worst of the potentially catastrophic storm is yet to come. Snow of up to 9 inches is expected to fall across the top two-thirds of the state, with accumulation of 9 inches or more in mountainous sections near North Carolina and Tennessee. Meantime, winds of up to 100 miles per hour are expected to batter West Wales and Northwest England, with the Met Office issuing its first red warning of the winter. The warning means there's a risk to life and people should avoid dangerous areas with widespread damage expected. 16 severe warnings are in place for Berkshire, Surrey and Somerset. And that's where we end the noon update. Join us again at 6 this evening. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Dawn Paris.
This news update is brought to you by
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun